Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. Yes, I'm on my travels. Where am I? I'm in the beautiful town of Malvern, which is on the Suffolk coast. And I've rocked up here with my good friend Ian McPhee, who I met on a couple of Marmot tours. And we're going to be staying for a couple of nights here at this rather attractive looking hotel, the Cotford Hotel. But we've arrived. Now, here's a coincidence. Ian came from Newport, which is in Shropshire, which is about an hour and a half drive away. I came from Kent, which was about 3 hours drive away, and we pulled into the driveway at the hotel exactly the same time. I mean, is that karma or is that karma? So come with me on a 2-day cycling jaunt and enjoy the Worcester Hills. See you soon. I'm bringing, or I have brought, the giant. Yes, folks. The giant Defy, looking good there, got plenty of bags on it. And here is the nice Cotford Hotel, and look over there, if you can see in the background, hills, mountains, yes, an alpine scene here on the Suffolk coast. Well, we came out of the hotel in Malvern and went straight up a brutal 37% climb. Luckily we escaped through that. Been through some beautiful kind of Worcestershire roads, where I've been through a few places where the sauce is made, and then went through Ledbury, and now we're heading down some quiet roads. It's really quite alpinist, and you'll forgive me having something in my mouth. Sure what's happened there to my mate Ian.
Oh, I see.
I think he's shouting at motorists.
It's one of those, isn't it?
Yes. You should have tried. Gravel shorts again, a patch only. And a raffer top. Only to be expected. Ian today is wearing raffer cargo shorts.
Thank you.
We may be lucky and get a close-up of them at some point during this ride. I'll be looking out for that. I expect you will too. I want to know what he's got in his pockets. Don't we all? Well, we've stopped here on this bridge, which I presume is the bridge over the River Wye. Or what, or wherefore art thou? Matt, my lover. And if you look down there, you can see, I would think, the River Wye. And there are a couple of people there who are almost certainly up to no good. He might be about to bury her, or she might be about to bury him. Or they might even decide to bury each other. There's Ian there resting, a bit fed up because Kamut keeps on missing out the route. And there is, just above this lorry, really just above this lorry, there is a castle on the hill, and it is Goodrich Castle. Everywhere you go you can't escape the cars, can you? Listen to this one. Make a bit more noise, mate. Make a bit more noise. So here I am back again. We went through Ross on Wye, which was not very interesting. Ross on Wye, of course, named after Ross Kemp, the EastEnders actor who has a house there. In fact, I think he owns most of Ross on Wye. But it wasn't particularly attractive. We thought we'd stop for a coffee, but we didn't see a coffee shop. So we didn't. We're hoping to stop for coffee soon. Yes, 25 miles we've done so far. The sun's come out, the sky's gone blue, cars are out, it's getting a bit busy now. So I'm going to put this camera back in its package. Well, snackage time, and we've rocked up here at Goodrich Castle, which you can't see. Well, I showed it to you in the previous bit of film, but you couldn't really see it. And now you can't see it either, because we're at a kind of, it's a kind of visitor centre. See that? Visitor centre, the castle is probably behind the visitor centre. But as we can't go through the visitor centre because we're not visiting the castle because we haven't pre-booked, we can't see the castle, therefore neither can you because I can't catch it on film. So instead, I'm going to show you this, which is a pan au chocolat, or basically a croissant with a bit of chocolate in it. This is some of the madeleines, which as you'll know I'm quite partial to. Go at my school called Madeline, and she invented them. And I got one of these from Sainsbury's. This is called a Deliciously Ella, named after Ella Fitzgerald, who, when her singing career came to an end, decided to go into the snackage industry. And this is apparently a peanut butter oat bar, 100% recyclable. Well, it will be recyclable because once I've eaten it, it will eventually come out the other end. And if I have an unfortunate lunch, it may come out rather sooner than I expected. So we're going to have coffee. Ian's gone to find a toilet. Not that you needed to know that. I think he's having a flat white. I never knew what a flat white was until my daughter told me a couple of days ago. But I'm going to have an Americano with hot milk. Now, I did just ask if it was possible to walk or cycle somewhere where one could get a decent view of the castle, and the lady very kindly told me no. So here is probably the best view you're going to get of the castle. This is a bird's eye view, which was how castles were originally built. Actually, they used to send birds up, and the birds would take pictures, a sort of early kind of drone, as it were, and that would bring them back to the Middle Age architects, and that's how they would build a castle. That's how they knew what it would look like from a distance when it was finished, up in here, and that's where the expression bird's eye view came from. So you're going to see as much of the castle as we did. We're not there yet, so
No, but this is it's on the river, and we're not on the river.
we're not on the river.
We're on the river.
What the fuck do you call this then? That's not on the river.
Get one side or the other. Let this.
Well, I think I'm on the right side, and you?
Yeah, but you were. I was trying to join you tosser.
Look, there's no swearing allowed in my videos. Right, we have arrived here at one of the famous bridges of Madison County, one of the covered bridges of Herefordshire. I'm in the role of Mel Streep, and my friend Ian up ahead is in the role of Clint Eastwood, quite fitting as he is 6'4", as Clint Eastwood was. A bit younger than Clint Eastwood is now, although probably not when he made the film. And the thing about the GoPro is, I'm always saying this, right? You can't see what's in the distance. In the distance there's two canoeists, or rather two canoes lashed together. So this is us. We're on our way. Do you want to see me? We're on our way to Simmons Yacht. Yes, a name to conjure with, Simmons Yacht. So when I get there, there'll be a bit more film, as some people say. Not me though. And so Simmons Yacht on this absolutely beautiful riverside path. There we can see a group of canoeists or kayakers. You never decide which is which. I think they're canoeists. My friend Colin would know. He's an expert. Colin the Canoe, we call him.
Which way is the sea, though, Julian?
Which way is the sea? Says Ian.
Do you think
It's one of those very profound questions. Which way is the sea? I don't know which way is the sea. Who cares which way the sea is? I mean, as we live on an island, it is actually true to say the sea is in every direction. Philosophy. And the sound of the water bubbling, flowing, the sound of people drowning. One of the beautiful sounds of nature. Help! Help! No, that's just me making a silly comment on my video. We've gone off-road, gravelling. Ian's not happy. on his Pinarello that used to belong to Bradley Wiggins. I don't know if I mentioned that. Don't know if he has. And now we've stopped at another one of the covered bridges as used in the film, Bridges of Madison County. And
Now this is the original bridge over the River Wye.
the River Wye. I've made that joke about the River Kwai so many times, I can't do it anymore. Ian tells me that they built this during the war for the use by tanks. But they, of course, were using imperial measurements, whereas the tanks, of course, ran on metric measurements. And the first tank to use the bridge did not use the bridge, if you know what I mean. Anyway, it's quite impressive, isn't it? It can be used in the wintertime as a toboggan run, because when it gets covered in snow and ice, it is very slippery. So, the bridges of Madison County. There is a notice that says no more than 6 people are allowed on the bridge at any one time. And I see more than 6 people. So I'm hoping against hope that the bridge collapses and we then have a Bridge of San Luis Rey situation. Have you ever read that, incidentally, Ian? Just
that's not the American
developing your
in the
literary education. No, The Bridge of San Luis Rey by Thornton Wilder.
Oh no.
It's an absolutely wonderful novella. Now I'm counting, that's 1, 2, and here we go, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bridge has just gone down. Yes, Alec Guinness has fallen on his, whatever it is he fell on, and blew up the bridge. And everything has gone with it. Dogs, Japanese, pushchairs, everything else as well. So, the bridge. Doggone bridge. Commute. So I'm crossing the bridge now. Crossing the bridge. I don't know what happens when you come to somebody in the centre of the bridge. Is it a bit like Little John? You then have to get your stave out. Little John gets his stave out, and then you fight in the bridge, and then see who can win. Perhaps it's only one way you can cross the bridge. You can imagine me, I'm walking backwards. You know when you see a TV report, Kate Adie, one of those others, and they're walking backwards. And you think, that cameraman, what's to stop the cameraman just falling arse over tip and breaking his neck when he's walking backwards, trying to film Kate Adie, or whoever it is, doing their report. I'm going to run now. Somebody come.
The Van Nicholas, because of the quality of the car.
Yeah, I can imagine. I think like anything, top end of most stuff is normally worth its money.
Yeah.
That's what I've told my wife. So.
It's worth paying a little extra.
There's please walk, because running, bouncing and swaying could damage the bridge.
So where is the factory based?
Near Brighton.
Sussex, isn't it?
Yeah. So we are riding along this, I suppose you'd call it a gravel path, really, by the side of the River Wye, passed through Simmons Yacht. And quite a lot of people earlier just had an encounter, a very nice chap from West London called Guy, a cyclist, riding a Mason Resolution, steel version of the Mason, very nice black colour. Nice chap he was, very nice. Rides for a club called Ian, hang on a minute. So, no, you can keep going, but I think it will bring us back to, I think we've gone off course. But it will bring us back to where we should be. Yeah, very nice chap. Little guy. Rides for a club called Saddle drunk. Not heard of that before. Well, we've paused here in Monmouth and just enjoyed a pleasant repast over a tuna mayonnaise sandwich. Ian had a bacon and scrambled egg bap, and we shared some nachos with cheese and avocado. Well, of course, I didn't eat the avocado, as you would expect. There's this place here, which is called Creates Cafe Bistro Boutique B&B. Meal pleasant, slightly marred by somebody drilling or sawing through some curbstones with a saw of some sort. I saw the saw, I heard the saw, I didn't see the saw quite as much. But the food was nice, but the sound was fine. Moving on now, heading out by Hereford, back to Malvern, as you ask. Well, we've left we left Monmouth, as you saw, and had a fairly long climb, and then a very long, very nice descent. And Ian passed me on the descent, as he's quicker than I am descending for various reasons. And we should have turned left, but he refused. Dissension in the ranks. He refused to turn left and then carried on up this hill. And now, karma of karmas, has got a puncture. So what I say is karma, instant karma, as John Lennon used to say, which was bloody cars, a variation of instant mash. Instant karma was kind of vegetable which you smashed up and mixed with milk, and it's achieved a result. As you can see Ian there starting to fix his puncture without any assistance from me. And I have the best pump in the whole world, which I'm not going to let you. Not quite sure why. And here in this village, whose name escapes me, much something or other, much climbing perhaps, there is a photographic memorial here to Violette Jarbot, a fighter, I believe, with the French resistance, who was executed by the Nazis in January 1945. Although quite sure, I'm not sure why it would be here. I don't know. Violette Jarbot wasn't British, was she? Or was she born here? Any idea?
No idea.
So, anyway.
Collaborator, whatever.
Oh no, she was executed by the Nazis as a spy, surely. Violette Jarbot?
Oh, Raven Brooke.
Yeah, she was a member of the French resistance, I believe. Not 100% certain. Anyway, a fitting memorial.
24.
Put in an odd place. Yeah, 24 years old. As the cars and the trucks thunder past on our way to Hereford. Well, the ride is finished. Didn't do much filming after we had the puncture. We carried on into Hereford, which is not the world's most exciting city. It's just a busy place with a lot of traffic. We finally got through it. Ian wasn't happy with some of the side roads that the commute route was taking us on, so he wanted to stay on the main road, an A road. So we stayed on the A road, basically as far as Ledbury, and that was a bit of a thrash, got to be honest. I mean, there was quite a lot of wind, there was quite a lot of heavy traffic, but it was most enjoyable. In Ledbury, stopped at a petrol station, got a Snickers bar, my favourite piece of energy snack, and Lucozade and a bottle of water. And then we came back the same route as we headed out from Malvern on, ending up with a 2 mile, yes, count it, 2 mile climb. And God, that was a hard climb. So now we're back in the room, 77 miles we did, and I think 1,750 metres of climbing, so quite a lot of climbing. We were offered an upgrade of our rooms. We both booked single rooms, of course. They offered us an upgrade, £10 to a double room, which Ian accepted, but I didn't. So here I am in my single room, scrubbed and tubbed, and about to go downstairs and meet Ian, and we're going to have a very nice dinner. So a really nice ride, went through some fabulous scenery, pretty hilly, pretty climby, gotta say. But yeah, a fine day, and the sun came out, the sky was blue, so yeah, no complaints there whatsoever. And they had a couple of ginger biscuits in my bedroom, which I've just scoffed. So end of the first day, catch up with you tomorrow. Don't go away. Well, we've left Malvern and heading more towards Evesham, and just turned onto this cycle path. Nice surface, at least so far, and this rather fabulous brick and stone covered bridge, another one of the bridges of Madison County. And Ian, and there, I don't know if you can see flying in the air, well, where else would it be flying? A microlight. Yes, hard to see in this with the GoPro, but the bridge looking very nice, and there a tall chimney. Not quite sure what that chimney is doing there. Probably doing what chimneys normally do, I suppose. It's the Powick Bridge over the River Team, teeming with fish and detritus, I rather suspect, but a fine looking bridge it is. A couple of little commute issues. My travelling companion Ian is not particularly complimentary towards commute, it has to be said, and seems keen to blame me for the problems. Not quite sure why. I am the medium through which commute is currently travelling. So onwards and upwards. Well, onwards and flatwards, I hope. Had enough upwards yesterday. Well, Ian tells me that this is a secret B&B, or whether it was built as a secret B&B is another matter, but it looks rather nice, doesn't it? Wonder if it's an Airbnb.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I've not been living here very long, so I'm sure that the people that would carry. If you look at the front, it's like written. It's an electricity board.
Ah, well, we'll go and have a look at that. And here we are. We've come across this monument in memory of the thousands of Scots, Highland and Lowland, who fought here far from home so well and so bravely against insuperable odds, and gave their lives in devoted loyalty to each other and to their leaders, and still managed not to escape the knockout stages of the round robin stages of innumerable World Cups and European Championships. And my, how we laughed. And Ian is reading all about old mills by the stream. And this, look Ian, this is the site of the Battle of Worcester. The site here of, look at this. Oh, I love serendipity. The Battle of Worcester on the 3rd of September 1651. In terms of numbers involved, the Battle of Worcester was the second largest battle of the English Civil Wars, which lasted from 1642 to 1651. Well, isn't this extraordinary? And there you can see a fly. And was that fly here at the battle? Oh, to have been that fly on the wall at the battle. It's amazing how they managed to locate the battle exactly where the sign was. So they put up the sign before the battle, and perhaps they have to wait. And they say, excuse me, we're just putting up the sign. Well, no, we've got to fight. No, only be a few minutes. Bloody workmen. Banging in nails, putting up signs. And then when the workmen had gone, right, to battle. We fight at dawn, or just after dawn. Make it 7. No, make it 8. We'll have a decent breakfast. Make it 9. We rise at dawn to battle. Men, to battle at 9 or 9:30. 9 for 9:30. It was an old Alan Partridge. Not Alan Partridge. The Trip. Love that programme. Well, no, I'm the one looking at the lens. You're the other side. So if I turn it round. Okay, we rocked up here in Pershore, having gone 18.5 miles or so from Malvern, at this rather fine cafe where I have ordered the biggest tea cake the world has ever seen. Now you need something for scale, so let me okay, there's a knife. All right, that is a knife. Now the knife is 2 feet long, so that should give you an idea of how big this fucking tea cake actually is. You see that cup? And that cup is not small there because it's far away. It's small because the tea cake is so big. So what you want to see is, can Julian get the tea cake in his gob? Well, leave a comment down below if you think he can or if you think he can't. It's going in. It's all going in. Look, imagine if I choked my stupid self to death live on camera. My viewership would increase, raising more money for the food bank, as you know my channel does. Very nice cappuccino. Interesting waiter, server, a goth, plenty of tattoos, earrings, piercings, no doubt, but a very nice chap, and makes a mean old tea cake. And a bacon bat, which I'm not sure Ian is even going to be able to finish, although he's manfully having an attempt. There's the waiter there. Don't look too closely. Nice chap. Nice place. Here we are in Evesham, and this plaque here commemorates the Battle of Evesham in 1265, and it says, their leaders dead, the rebels tried to flee. Trapped in the loop of the River Avon that surrounds the town, they were pursued without mercy. Thousands were killed in the streets and even in the abbey itself. The blood of the victims stained the abbey choir and dripped into the crypt. But the choir, just like the Titanic, kept on singing. And that sound you hear in the background is the music that played while they were hacked to death in the abbey. What a cheery song it was, and still is. Well, we've reached the very attractive riverside town of Upton-on-Severn, named after that Desmond Dekker song you may be familiar with. Oh, oh, Upton-on-Severn, the Israelites. Do you remember that? A great song, a big hit actually, I quite enjoyed that. And here we have the river, and this is the River Severn. It's called the River Severn because when the Romans landed, they discovered, as you can imagine, 6 rivers, and then this was the 7th. And so it was called the River Severn. The River 8, 9, 10, other numbers are available, of course, can be seen. But this is very attractive, isn't it? And I think my good friend Ian has found us a place to stop for a decent meal. So I shall join him in a moment. And it looks like the place is called the Boat House. That's where we're going to be stopping and having ourselves some decent food. So come with me to the restaurant. You're not eating, you're not getting any of my food. Anyway, I'm having it. But you're hungry. I am. Did you not wonder why it was called Upton-on-Severn?
We've just been to the Avon.
Right, now Ian just said to me, right, do you think
my ignorance?
this is the River Avon?
Oh,
I stated categorically it
He
was.
said it was the River. And I said, and I'm having to repeat this for the video now, I said,
Yes.
did you wonder why it was called Upton on 7? Anyway, 7 calling, as the Severn lady used to say, if she came before the Avon lady. Right, now we're up on the balcony, I don't know if you can see this, and I'm about to dive off the balcony into the river Amazon. And the Amazon flows. Amazon does rivers? Huh, who'd have thunk it? See, we're on the balcony now, and we're about to tuck in to a repast. We're watching our bikes, but I'm not sure. There's Ian's Pinarello, next to it is my Giant. I'm not sure if somebody comes along and nicks them, we're actually going to be quick enough to run down the stairs to get after them. But we can try. And here I am on the balcony, and we're about to tuck in to the Boathouse Times, living la vida of lockdown. It's a pun there. Famous song by, who was it? Julio Iglesias? Not sure, can't remember. Not sure I'm going to read. Don't worry, you'll get some pictures of it. Now, I don't know if you can see, you know that Neil Young song, which I may have sung for you once before in a video. Look out, mama, there's a white boat coming up the river with a big red beacon and a sail and a man on the rail, or something like that.
It's called the Edward Elgar, but I don't think it composed that.
No, it's called the Edward Elgar, and do you think that's the captain up top ready to go down with his ship? Or is it turning round? It's turning round. English Holiday Cruises. Isn't that a fine old boat? We're lucky to have come across this place, I think. Yes, and it's pulling into land. Land? Dock. Beach. Pulling into beach. Canoeists. Or are they kayakers? Never working out. Not sure if you can see them. Quite a few of them. Probably kids. School children learning how to kayak on the river. Well, we're back. End of another day's ride, and you want to see the numbers. Let's see the numbers. 56.7 miles, average 13.8, ride time 4 hours 6 minutes 26 seconds, and that was a nice ride. Not nearly as much climbing as yesterday, not as many miles as yesterday, but enjoyable nonetheless. A good time was had by all, and no punctures. So a wash and a brush and a scrub up and a rest, perhaps catch the Tour de France, and then dinner with my mate Ian, and the end of a second day's enjoyable riding. See you soon. Day 3 of the tour of the Malvern Hills, and we're doing a bit of a repeat of day 1, heading to, well, we've been through Ledbury, then heading to Ross on Wye, and then Simmons Yacht, where we plan to have lunch by the river, and then ride back, and then it's back home to the smoke. So a little bit of riding along video, which I've not done much of on this trip, and I know some of you like to see it, so here you are.
Hello, mother.
Now that's Ian behind taking the piss. Well, here we are at Yacht Rock, which we have reached after a 20% climb, and this looks down over the River Wye. Why? What? When? Wherefore art thou, River Wye? Yacht Rock, named after Bob Jimmy Yatt, who was the first person to cycle up the 20% climb on his Brompton, and therefore had the rock named after him. Also a favoured spot of the wrestler Dwayne Johnson, also known, of course, as Yacht Rock.
On the horizon, that square, possibly. I don't know. I don't know.
Looking out at the view from the top of Yacht Rock, as you can see, a long old climb up from the river below us in the valley there. Standing on Dwayne Johnson, also known as Yacht Rock, the wrestler. Fine view it is too.